stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everyone. Caroline, good evening. And those at home, just a quick reminder, please silence your phones. First order of business, public announcements. Details may be found at www.fairfield-me.gov. There are still vacancies on several boards and committees. To apply, visit the town office or town website for the appointment application. We are still in need of Board of Assessment Review, 3 people. Environmental Committee, 1 person. Land Use Board of Appeals, still 3 people. Charter Review Committee, 1 person. So very important we get those filled. Please apply. A public hearing for the annual town budget will be held Wednesday, April 8th at 6:30 p.m. before the regular scheduled town council meeting. Fourth quarter property taxes are due May 6, 2026. Lawrence Public Library. Help us celebrate National Library Week, April 21st through April 25th. Join us for a talk with Maine author Amy Safford on April 23rd at 3:30 p.m. Amy grew up in Fairfield and is a graduate of Lawrence High School. She'll be talking about her book, Good Vibrations of the Dead River. Talk with Randy Liberty about his new book, Liberty's Prison, on April 25th at 10:30 a.m. Second order of business, public hearings. To hear public comments on the annual town budget warrant.
That should not be there.
Not there. That's next week, next meeting. Third order of business, public comments. They'll be limited to 3 minutes. Members of the public may speak to the council or request an opportunity to speak on a specific item that's on the agenda, or may email comments for council to info@fairfield-me.gov by 4:00 p.m. day of meeting. Submitted content may be read aloud at this time. Do we have any members of the public that would like to speak or reserve time to speak on an item later? Yes?
I think that'll be me. All right. Do I need to tap this to make sure it's on? I think everyone can hear me. I'm good. All right. So my name got bandied about a little bit amongst several folks. My name is Sean Landry. I'm with Somerset Public Health. I'm a community health educator there, and I'm trying to get some information from folks around town around like what's good in Fairfield, what kind of things might use a little bit of extra support, things of that nature. I've really been doing this. I've been calling it the 100 Cups of Coffee Initiative, right? So some of you might have seen that email float around, and it's really been an excellent process, I feel, so far. And I've been really lucky to talk to some really like empathetic folks and learn some really great stuff about Fairfield and some of the things that could use like a little bit of extra support. So I'm trying to help kind of move some of those things along with the connections that I have through other nonprofits and things like that. So I just wanted to put a face to the name since we've had a chance to talk a little bit about such things. But yeah, just wanted to stop in right quick, see how things are going, and be part of this meeting. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Sean.
And Sean, you mentioned actually a little bit for our big July party, so that you've offered some services then, so we'll definitely reach out, and some things you can mention that a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. So just thinking about the portion where there's going to be kind of like the tabling event, where that'll be in Memorial Park. So I thought like, well, I've got my nonprofit friends who I could reach out to. So folks like Family Violence Project, who's already confirmed that they'd be able to make it. KB Cap, I'm pretty sure they'll also be able to make it, and other folks of that nature. So I've got a couple of people in my back pocket who've kind of said, yeah, we can make it. So we can fill up those tables pretty nicely with some community resources and some giveaways, things like that. Even our Move More Kids folks through Somerset Public Health would like to be over at the Mill Island Park to do some physical activity, games, things like that. And actually, they want to do a little walking challenge also. When I mentioned there was going to be golf carts bringing people around, they were like, oh, well, let's see if we can get people to do some walking instead. So I don't know. It'll be fun. So we'll make it all together.
Our next meeting's April 14th at 6:30 right here. we'd love to have you come.
Perfect,
Put some
yeah.
more ideas as we get finalizing everything. We got a couple other venues that will also be involved, the VFW and Victor Grange, and we've been talking possibly about a senior wellness clinic. So
Yep.
that might be something up Fair Avenue that
Okay,
you could help
yeah.
us with.
That makes sense. And yeah, when I talked to the hospital, they weren't sure at first if we'd be able to bring some folks down, but there are 2 nurses who would like to volunteer to be down for that day. So
Great.
whichever space is going to make the most sense for you, and what kind of health screenings maybe we can pull together, let's chat and see
Be
what's going to be the best
fantastic.
fit.
So we'd love to have you on the 14th.
All right, perfect. I'll
Okay.
be there.
Thanks, Sean.
All right, thank you.
Anybody else? Hey, seeing none. Fourth order of business, town manager and committee reports. Town manager's report.
Okay, so March 17th, I attended the KV-COG Board of Directors meeting. The preliminary 27 budget was discussed. KV-COG community members, we discussed having community members join the SEDS committee to assist with updating the 5-year plan. SEDS stands for Comprehensive Economic Development Strategy. It is a locally based, regional-driven economic development planning process and document that created space for your region to identify its strengths and weaknesses and brings together a diverse set of partners to generate good jobs, diversity, and economy and spur economic growth. The process should engage a range of partners, including community leaders and residents, tribes, and private sector, educational institutions, other stakeholders in planning your regional's future. There's a big push right now. One of the pieces they have the hardest time filling the need for is private sector. And if you you don't necessarily have to be a business owner, but also private sector business owners. They need to really make sure that it's a well-rounded group when this project goes together. And one of the things we do as a municipality, ensure that our future projects are located within the document. It then in turn assists you with getting state and federal funding for grants. So it's a great process and project, and if anybody would like to know more, let me know, and we can hook you up with KV-COG and get you in touch with them direct about potentially being part of that great committee. And then on the 19th, I attended KRDA's annual budget meeting. Their 26-27 budget was approved as presented. A year-long review also resulted in policies and procedures being changed, rewritten, and all of those pieces were adopted during that meeting as well. One of the things that we did was remove the first policy they got rid of was the policy on how to make a policy. That's how redundant these policies were, so it was a bit interesting. So that was a great process. And then on the 25th, just this morning, I attended Central Maine Growth Council's Board of Directors meeting. Several great projects happening throughout the region. Neighboring municipalities are in municipal budget preparation mode. They're looking at the same scenarios we are, where increased costs that they can't necessarily control and drops in revenue, such as revenue sharing. And then just a reminder from the chamber, there is a scheduled Meet the Reps event at the Reddington Museum at 62 Silver Street in Waterville on April 6th at 5:30 p.m. and that's a Monday. And then just for a general update, the 26-27 budget mailer has been sent to the printers. It should be mailed out soon. A copy of the public hearing notice, the budget mailer, and the 26-27 annual budget spreadsheets can be found on the town's website. There's a banner at the top of the homepage that says public hearing. If you click on that, it'll take you to the hearing notice. Then you can click to the link to where the budget information lives. It lives under departments, the tax collector treasurer's page, and you can see budget documents and warrant section just to the left. And as a reminder, the public hearing on that information is April 8th at 6:30 p.m.
Thank you. Just so council knows, I have committed for Meet the Reps already. I will be there. I'm pretty sure Michelle's going.
And it's posted so that if a majority of you go, you're covered. So
Okay, we're covered.
it's part of that list. So if you
Okay.
choose to go, you're fine.
Fantastic.
Very good.
Okay, Councilor Thibodeau, Economic Development.
Economic Committee will meet on April 7th here in council chambers at 3:30.
Councilor Lawrence.
There's no building committee meeting scheduled for April. We're still waiting for the town manager to talk with the Port City on that contract, and she will contact us on next
On the
week.
RFP, yeah.
Yeah.
I have a meeting scheduled for them the first weekend, full week in April. I think it's April I can't remember the exact date, but we're meeting with them in person to go over the contract, all those pieces, and to line up that meeting for the budget building committee.
Thank you. Councilor Townsend, environmental.
No report at this time.
When's the next meeting for that one?
We haven't scheduled it
Nothing
yet.
yet, okay. Nothing yet on Ice Arena either. I did speak with Michelle today. We've got potentially some exciting news. Maybe puts together some April dates, so we'll report back hopefully after the April 8th meeting on when that committee's going to meet again. And then I just mentioned prior to that our 250th celebration meeting, committee meeting will be April 14th right here in council chambers. I have got a head start. Pete's been out doing a lot, Sabrina. We need to get our counselors together to get out and do a full day of sponsor asks. So I have some great news to report. Several people have committed, including a gaming sponsor, a fireworks sponsor, T-shirt sponsor, a lot of people interested in the parade, and our community basket raffles for the punch cards. Most of the, I'd say 8 of the 10 or 11 that I've approached definitely are involved in. So we'll have a great April 14th meeting, and we'll be moving forward and looking forward to that event. So that's it for committee reports. Fifth order of business, consent agenda. These items are considered routine or standard business and therefore will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member so requests prior to consideration of this portion of the agenda, in which event the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered next on the agenda. Item 26-37, order that the Fairfield Town Council hereby waives the reading of and accepts the minutes for the meeting 2026-06 held on March 11th, 2026.
You got one more? The warrant.
And item 26-38, ordered that the town council hereby approves the treasurer's warrant number 111 in the amount of $175,306.70 to include but not limited to MSAD 49 fuel charges, employee health insurance, motor vehicle fees, and Summit Natural Gas.
So move.
Second.
Motion by Councilor Lawrence, second by Councilor Thibodeau. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Unanimous, 5-0. Sixth order of business, old business, we have none. Seventh order of business, to take action on the following items of business. Item 26-39, ordered that the Fairfield Town Council signs a quitclaim deed for Main Avenue Auto Sales located at 23 Main Street, map 023, lot 028.
So move.
Second.
Motion by Council Lawrence, second by Council Townsend. Any discussion?
How will this time couldn't be there, Michelle?
It appears to be an old tax lien from 1997. I was not part of the discussion on all of this when it was created. Typically what happens is when properties change hands and through their title search, they oftentimes can find very old liens that didn't get cleared or didn't get cleared in a timely manner, so therefore they request a quit claim just so that the individual that's purchasing the property can get a clear title.
So is that auto business still operational? I went by this morning.
This is actually the property so it's not the property that's on the corner. They purchased the piece of land that's next door, where the house used to be that's been torn down. It's that piece of property.
I was just wondering because I went by, I didn't see any of his vehicles there. That's why.
Yeah.
They're due to close tomorrow if we can get this passed tonight. It was supposed to have been last week. So as Michelle said, the existing building that was there, I actually once owned. That's not the problem. It was the house that was next door that got purchased by the same owner that bought my property. And they tore that building down. That had some outstanding liens, and that's what we're trying to forego here. Any further questions? Seeing none, all those in favor? Unanimous, 5-0. Item 26-40, Order that the Fairfield Town Council hereby approves and signs sewer certificate of commitment in the amount of $155,788.50 for the first quarter fiscal year sewer billing for the period January 1st, 2026 through March 31st, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Councilor Townsend, second by Councilor Lawrence. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Again, unanimous, 5-0. Eighth order of business, council workshop and other business. We'll go around the round table. Councilor Thibodeau, you're up.
Well, CERT training takes place on Saturday here in the conference room at 7:30. If we will go till about 10:30, because we have the Red Cross coming in to talk to us about sheltering. And so that will be this week. And I'd like to remind people that we do have openings to be on the CERT team. We still have 8 Go Packs ready to go. We would just like to have people come. If you're interested in knowing more about the sheltering, please come and join us Saturday at 7:30.
Ideally, how many more people are you looking for?
We would like to have a team of about 20 people. And right now we have 12.
Wow, so at least another 8.
At least another 8
Okay.
people. And there'll be a training in Skowhegan in the spring, so.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Now, our event on the July 10th, 11th, is that something CERT might?
Yes, we were interested in a table.
Awesome.
Yep.
Thank you.
Who should somebody contact if they want to partake?
They should call if they want to do, they can show up at the training on
Yep.
Saturday, or call the town office and leave their information,
Okay.
and then someone will be in touch with them.
Great.
Fantastic. Councilor Kitchen.
Yeah, I got a couple things. I'd like to try and set a date. We can do it via email or something for a special meeting. Discuss the plan of action milestones for the EMS. Again, I think probably even more so, 80% of that is complete. But I'd like to get that working. I think our residents of Fairfield are pretty up to speed on it. Those that won't, or are not, should I say, I think we'll explain the process, and more so for the people of Benton as they get ready to vote, that may not have been part of any of these discussions. So I don't know if we do, what is that called, doodle, goodle, whatever that is.
A doodle poll.
The poll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever dates
Doodle
are
poll, I
available.
think.
I don't know. I don't think it would be that long, maybe an hour.
Have you met with Chief and Michelle yet on?
What's that?
Have you met with?
I've talked to
Chief?
Michelle about it.
Okay.
We've had a conversation, and
Yeah.
we're working on some stuff for him. I'm waiting on the chief at this point, but it's just the time of year, that's all.
Is this something that should be done prior to
The 8th.
the 8th?
I don't think so. Because I see this as a working document. I think if anything, I mean, obviously, the sooner the better. It's for transparency and public knowledge. Like I admit, I talked to Tim about it. It's a document. I could keep it up to date. It's a working document, more so so people. And then when we ask Michelle or Travis, the chief, updates on EMS, we can just say, okay, milestone, this is complete, they're working on that, and it's a done conversation. We don't have to.
We just keep it a working document. It might be something good to have for the 8th in case that particular part of the budget, well, there's going to be 2 articles actually that will encompass that working document. Might be good to have it there where a lot of those questions are already there and answered. So I don't think we need a special meeting beforehand either. I think it's a good start, and as we keep it a working document, we just tweak it as need be.
Yeah, I just need to go through and find out if there's any more questions. That would be the purpose of a special meeting, to gather inputs from us to see
Yeah.
if there are any other questions that we think somebody could ask, so we could have it. And then historically, once we move on from it, it's locked, it's there. These are the things that we considered, or what the fire department and town manager have worked on. So kind of
Yeah.
like a blueprint to how we got there.
You have any questions for Kevin on that one? No? Okay. Still floor yours.
Also, I don't know quite who to talk to. I'm going to be the point of contact for the 250th parade. Myself and Sabrina Williamson are working that. I know we do the homecoming and all that stuff, so if anybody has points of contact or people that want to volunteer to help me out with that, I have some experience with it, but obviously not through Fairfield, how they set up. Looking for lessons learned, best practices on make sure it goes smoothly. So I'm looking for some help on that. They can email me on my town's website or reach out on my cell phone. That's listed also on the town's website. And the last thing I have, Tim mentioned a little at the beginning, boards and committees, we need help. For instance, I mean, we need one more person on the environmental committee that myself and Matt Townsend is on, but also the charter committee. We need people for that before we can even start. So we can't even start on that until we get the minimal people for that. So that's an opportunity to have your voice heard in the room about how we operate as a town of Fairfield in the future. So that's a pretty big deal. And I'm kind of let down that we're still fighting to get volunteers for our seats. I think as a community, we can do better. And that's all I have.
Yeah, I'm gonna interject on that as well. Board of Assessment Review is going to be another big one. We're still looking for 3 people on. It's a committee I served on for a while. With us going through a revaluation, and we're getting close to finishing that process. That's going to be a very important to make sure we fill that review board, as people may complain about their revaluation. It's dire need. So if you have any experience with town assessments or just real estate in general, please volunteer to be on that committee. And as Councilor Kitchen said, all our committees, Land Use, Board of Appeals needs 3, Board of Assessment Review needs 3. We need those positions filled. They're very important. So we rely heavily on volunteers, and we hope to have your support. Councilor Lawrence.
Just on this Saturday, March 28th, from 4:30 to 6, Grange is starting their suppers again. So,
Councilor Towns.
Nothing for me this time.
I don't have anything either to add to.
Easter.
Happy Easter, yes. Our business community, again, we are going to heavily rely on you to be able to have the event for the January 10th and 11th. This is America's 250th celebration, not Fairfield's. Fairfield's is next year. So hopefully we get to the trial run this year. Councilor Kitchen, I've reached out to the high school and superintendent, make sure we have permission to have our lineup there. When Chief Bickford ran the parade way back when, they used that. So hopefully we'll get their blessing. And again, April 14th, I think we'll hash and finalize all those things out. But look for your councilors coming out to meet our businesses. Again, we want to support our businesses, bring people in town, celebrate our town. I'm very excited about it. I'm trying to contain my excitement because it's a long time in the making. So I want to make sure we pull off a great event. It's going to take a lot of people. I've secured a lot of the things we already need, including volunteers for some of the kids' events. So they'll be here at that next meeting. Join us April 14th. And anybody that has questions on our budget, April 8th is our next meeting. That's when we want to see you. Bring those questions. I know that our town website has explained a lot of the process on what we're going to be going through. A lot of questions, again, on spring cleanup. I want to reiterate at this time, this year's spring cleanup was already voted on last year's budget. So that will happen as normal. Those that have questions, we'd like to change things up a little bit. We have some suggestions, so bring those. But as far as this year's spring cleanup, that is still going to happen, still going to be curbside pickup. Nothing has changed. This is just how we move going forward. Any questions you have on the budget, please bring those questions. Reach out ahead of time if, And I think we've already asked if we need room for overflow, we can use the gymnasium if need be. So we hope to see you all on April 8th, and the council will explain their budget to you. So. All right, our next regular meeting for the Fairfield Town Council will be on Wednesday, April 22nd.
It's
Is that April 8th?
Why is it so messed up?
Did that say April 8th?
It's April 8th.
It's April 8th.
Thank you. The next regular meeting for the Fairfield Town Council will be on Wednesday, April 8th, 2026, to be held as a hybrid meeting in council chambers and via Zoom at 6:30 PM. Recess. At this time, the council will recess and sign all documents that require the signature of council members.
Make a motion to recess.
Second.
Motion to recess by Council Lawrence, second by Council Thibodeau. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.